Good afternoon, everyone. Je demande déjà.
I will ask, first of all, the pitchers from the industry session, future industry session. Could you please come up to the front of the room so that we have the first batch of speakers on the stage? Michael Bros, Marc Delbar, Virginie Militeng, Xavier Fischer, Xavier Teng can come and join us on the stage so that we gain some time. Perfect.
My name is Maryse Colson. I'm the culture manager at EURA NOVA, and today I'm very pleased to host this session that will feature startup pitches in front of a very selective panel. It's an occasion to present the jury members. So we have Bart Becks, who's chairman of many boards and co-founder of B Central. Wim Dewaele, founding partner at Miles Ahead. Xavier Huerre from B Angels, who's also involved in the direction board of many startups. Alexandre Dutoit, partner at Scalefund and board member at NacuPower, Moonbird, 456 and Caspar. Maxime Vuckovic, who's investment manager at 4Ventures and entrepreneur. All right. We are very happy to welcome entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs from Europe and to give them the opportunity to shed the light on their project. The session will be split into 3 parts. Each part will focus on a specific purpose. First, we will hear about startups that specialized in industrial innovation. Second, we will talk about startups dedicated to health. And finally, we will focus on the common good. So, pitchers, you have only 3 minutes to present, and someone will reach out to you when your time is out. Let's not wait any longer, and let's start with the presentation of startups involved in industrial improvement. Who's a victim of anxiety, stress, and insomnia in this room? Well, these problems might find a solution with Moonbird, an intelligent device designed and developed by Stephanie Bros, PhD in pharmaceutical sciences. She's going to tell us how simply breathing can help us cope with stress and sleep troubles. Let's welcome this young entrepreneur who has the difficult task to hack the path this afternoon.
Hi, my name is Michael. I'm the brother of Stephanie and the co-founder of Stephanie. But everything you said about no worries. Do we do this sitting down or are we standing up?
You can stand up.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Michael. I am the brother of Stephanie and the co-founder of Moonbird. Well, no slides, or. Well,
it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the green top bottom.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, there we go. Oh no. Back. Okay, only 1 slide then. So yes, at Moonbird we developed and designed the Moonbird, which is a device that helps people to do breathing exercises. We saw in our environment that a lot of people are suffering from anxiety, panic attacks, sleeping problems, and so on. And we all heard that when they came back from the physician, from the psychologist, that they were told to do breathing exercises. After a couple of weeks, they said to us, well, I'm not sure whether I'm doing these breathing exercises correctly. I'm not sure what the effect is on my body. And then we started to think, how can we solve these problems? We developed and designed the Moonbird. As you can see, very small. It's a handheld device that you hold in your hand and it breathes with you. There is a sensor incorporated in the device that measures physiological signals. Through those signals, we can provide you with biofeedback, but we can also coach you. We can say you're doing these exercises correct, and we can also show what the effect is on your body physiologically. Very interesting to give these hard science metrics, things you can measure about breathing exercises. There is also an application linked to the device that acts as some sort of breathing platform for breathwork. Through that platform, we offer both the statistics and the biofeedback collected through the device, but also educational content about breathing as well as more breathing exercises. So regularly we update the platform with new exercises, and people go to the platform to have access to these breathing exercises. On the company itself, the company was founded 2 years ago, together with Stephanie, my co-founder. We spent about 12 months investing in going from a prototype to an MVP that we commercialized after 12 months. And during the last 12 months, we spent a lot of time and effort in industrializing the device, collecting user feedback, collecting commercial feedback from the market, and translating that into a better product and something that is scalable for the future. We managed to realize about a little under 1 million euros in revenue during our first year with the hardware product. And we collected a lot of other interesting metrics, as said, such as our return on investment or return on ad spend today is about above 4. So that means that if we invest €1 in advertisement, we make 4 times top line revenue. That combined with the interesting gross margin makes for an attractive business plan. And in terms of AI, we also managed to incorporate an AI solution in our device. So the idea was to make a very organic device that resembles a bird, something that you hold in your hand that breathes with you. So there is no on or off button incorporated in the device. There is just a wake to shake principle. When you put your thumb on the sensor, it detects a thumb and it starts breathing with you. But that also means that when the device is in your let's say luggage or something, and it detects a leather wallet, it also starts. So that's why via deep learning we managed to make a classifier to discriminate between what is a real thumb, a living object that resembles a pulse-like symbol or pulse-like signal in the sensor data, versus a dead object which is not living. And that is something that we developed in-house, a feature that is now in beta testing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Stephanie's brother. Okay, next speaker, Mark, has successfully led the global software and services businesses for the past 25 years in the financial services industry. For 7 months, he has taken the lead of Digizoo, the solution designed and built by the Belgian data company EURA NOVA. Mark, it's your turn to take the floor and tell us more about the data engineering platform Digizoo.
Thank you, Maryse. This one? Okay, so the basic principle is no data projects, right? So that's where we started Digazu, realizing that data scientists are spending all of their time waiting for the data to come, waiting for the data engineering tasks to happen. So the idea of Digazu is to focus on data engineering. What is data engineering? It's everything that is between the sources of data and the consumption of data, in particular for data science. The idea of Digazu is to simplify to the max data engineering for data scientists. It's a solution which is designed for medium and large companies and which is designed to work at scale. The idea is very simple. It is to totally virtualize the technology necessary for providing real-time data engineering. So you have underlying technology, which is streaming technology. It's all hidden. The user sees nothing. And you're able very easily to create real-time data pipelines that can feed your data science projects, that can take the results of your data science projects, feed them back, and so on in a chain of continuous value creation. So the user experience is the following. You can connect to all kinds of sources. So we have a series of connectors that can connect to all of the main types of sources. You can do that, with just configuration. Then you are working fully on a logical data layer. So no physical work. You don't have to do anything with Kafka, Flink, or Spark, or any underlying technologies. You just work on an SQL foundation. All of the orchestration of the underlying technologies is managed for you. You are empowered as a data scientist to do your own data engineering, but we're doing that with a leash. We're doing that with a governance leash, if you want. So the governance part of the company can see very clearly what's going on and who is using what. In particular, very important when you're dealing with personal data and GDPR requirements. But the data scientist is totally empowered to create its own data products for its own usage and to bring them all the way to production. So an important aspect of what we do is productization of everything. So easy to create, easy to productize, and fully govern. So the best of both worlds between the empowerment of the end users and the governance at enterprise level. We are in production with a few large-scale industrial players. In particular, we are at the heart of the European data hub of a large Japanese car manufacturer that starts with a T. And the idea is really to take this technology and bring it forward to realize all kinds of real-time data engineering scenarios and empower data science in large corporations. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Our next speaker comes from a company where values, data, and cups of coffee are equally important. Graduated in mathematics at the University of Namur, Virginie Marése worked at Sherpa, ING, and Capgemini before joining DataRoots. She is an expert in AI and ML, and she's the head of research at her company, trying to fill in the gap between the research and the industry. Welcome, Virginie.
Thank you. So, thank you for the introduction. I'm Virginie. I'm head of research and innovation at DataRoots. DataRoots was founded 5 years ago with the purpose to bridge the gap between model creation and model in production, because indeed we believe that the value really comes from AI in production integrated in the company's processes. So we started with this service, AI modeling. We were actually doing MLOps before it was even a thing. And then we expanded all our services around AI, so data pipeline, until the integration with companies' businesses. And also everything around data platform and architecture, so the whole package, basically. Now, we also have everything related to data strategy, because we see more and more that companies need a vision. They need to be guided into becoming data-centric. So we also do everything related to the data strategy. And now I'm going to talk a bit more about DataRoots research. It's my department at DataRoots. What we try to do there is 3 main things. First of all, we try to do continuous training. So our people, we were talking about that this morning, it's very important to keep upscaling them, to keep skilled people in this area. Second thing we also do is bridge the gap between what research and the industries need. So really trying to understand from the industry point of view and from the research, how can we bring those 2 things together. And finally, we also like to share a lot with the community, because it's not alone that we will accomplish that, but it's within a bigger AI community, internally within DataRoots, but also you can check our blogs. We are very active at the community level. In terms of partnerships, we would like to expand a bit in life science and pharma and Industry 4.0, so if you're interested.
Milly Tang is the founder of Lily, a French company specialized in project delivery, or should I say, project intelligence. This startup is the first of its kind in the whole world, as it uses natural language processing to manage large volumes of project documents and to support project managers. Milly, now is the moment to tell us more about Lily.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Milly. I'm the CEO founder of Lily AI. At Lily AI, we want to ensure that more large-scale construction projects are being delivered with less risk. Projects above 100 million euros are often late and are difficult to manage. They generate millions of euros in liability claims, and average claim in 2020 was 46 million euros. A very important untapped source of truth is the terabytes of data that is currently not used by conventional project management tools. So what our models do They analyze the project documentation against 120 concepts that causes delays and cost overrun, such as modification and negligence. The two use cases that are being covered by Lily, by the way, is there any slides? Oh, thank you. Okay, so those are some of the prizes that we have won. Yeah, so our awarded AI solution can discover knowledge that is scattered in terabytes of documentation, and it analyzes the project documentation, as you can see, the outlook, the word, the scans, etc., for 120 concepts that causes delays and cost overruns. So the two use cases that are being covered by Lily is one, the claim resolution. So we are helping our client to efficiently analyze and extract the factual arguments from the entire project documentation, helping them to recover millions of euros. The second use case is real-time weak signals tracking. Our models have been able to detect delays 6 months ahead of the official reporting. This result is really a major breakthrough for the industry, and it has helped us to come up with a marketing and commercial partnership with Oracle, the global leader in construction. So typical clients are project owners, main contractors, subcontractors, and typical users are risk, contract, and portfolio managers. The global market is estimated to 11 billion euros. And our average contract is between 20K for a single project and 60K for the subscription. On top of that, there are also the extraction token. So to summarize, Lily AI is a recognized leader in NLP for major projects. And we are the only company in the world that is able to search and to monitor risk in real time coming from the written project documentation. So happy to chat, and also an important information. We got selected for the EIC Accelerator. So if you're looking for an opportunity to co-invest with the EIC, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you. Xavier Fischer is Datacalab's CEO and has an impressive background. Graduated at Centre Supélec in 2016. He was a product manager and head of business development at Emotions in the United States. Now he's back in France and leads the computer vision startup Datacalab, which is the topic of the next pitch.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. So yeah, my name is Xavier Fischer, and I'm going to present you what we do at Datacalab. So we have created the MLOps platform to compress neural network. I'm going to start by one question. Do you know how much of a neural network is used while you do the inference? No one knows. The answer is that only 10% of your neural network is really useful when you infer. And the problem is that today, people train model with data, and when they deploy, they put the same model on all the devices. What we do is that we develop technology to compress neural network to be adapted to the inference condition. And by doing that, we are able to have much smaller models that are much more linked to the context. So we have developed a platform as a service where you drop your models and where we give you another model that is more compressed and that is more adapted to the conditions. So we are a research team. We have 7 researchers and 3 patents. And we are commercializing the stuff plus adding all the open sources technology of neural network compression that are out there in the market. And our goal is to be a one-stop shop to do neural network compression. Why is it so important? For 2 stuff, and I'm going to give you 2 examples. First of all, it's an enabler to IoT. All the companies that are building small chips today, they're a bit frustrated because we cannot put neural network and big backbones on those chips because chips are too small. So by compressing, you do more on less. A second one that is more easy to understand, we help you optimize your cloud costs. If you compress by 5 the size of the model, it will cost you 5 times less. Quite simple. And to give you 2 examples, we are equipped with a partner, the border and the gates at the border of France to identify people when they cross the border in the airports, etc. And we have reduced by 10 the cost of the hardware needed to do that. Second example, when you do video analytics, we are able to put 5 times more camera in the same device by compressing what we do. So basically, our model is licensed. You pay a subscription to go to the platform, and then you put license. And the goal of what we do is really to let people know what they know how to do, so to make it work, and we help them make it fast. Thank you.
last speaker of the session about future industry is Nicolas. Nicolas is another fellow PhD and has a track record in research and education. He still is a professor at NCA, and for 2 years now he has been the research director at QuantMetri, the state-of-the-art French AI company born in 2011. And this company already has 120 happy employees. Let's find more about this company and their vision of a fair and trustful AI.
Merci infiniment. Alors, est-ce que je peux faire en français?
Thank you so much. May I do it in French? I thought I could, and I hope I can. Perfect. So maybe I have a first slide that really presents really quickly our EURA project. So it's integrated in Quant Lab. So QuantMetri is an IA consulting company. So the idea is to make sure that those technologies stay state of the art and to find also new partners to apply AI. So the EURA project is the one that we are interested in today, and we have been working with the Bicêtre Hospital in Paris with the neurology department, and we tried to set up a diagnosis for a small fiber neuropathy. So small fiber neuropathy is when the little nerves in your skins may disappear, and that leads to pain, insensitivity. It may even lead to amputations related to genetic disease, diabetes, or chemotherapy. The problem is that the standard to diagnose neuropathy is to do a skin biopsy at the level of the thigh or the wrist, and then you scan that biopsy. So you end up with a 3D image, which is quite complicated to analyze. And what physicians do is they count by hand or with their eye, they count the number of fibers that intersect with the membrane going from the epidermis to the dermis. And this is how the less you have, the more the disease progresses. So it takes 4 hours basically to analyze the picture. It's very tiring. And with the IA solution we have developed, we basically come between the digitization and the physician. And with deep learning, we can identify the dermis in red from the dermis, so the epidermis from the dermis, and we can determine how many of the fibers are there. And so the physician can determine the density and quantify the evolution of the disease. So where are we at the moment? We have a prototype available, which is active, which is used by physicians with whom we have developed the solution. We have the patent is pending since the beginning of the year for AI technology, and we're now looking for pharma companies that are currently developing products to fight neuropathies, or people who want to prove that their products do not have an impact on small fibers. The idea would be to use the IA to measure and determine the effect of the drug. So we want to start working in hospitals to be involved in the care process, and we also have trustworthy IA. That's another important thing that we do. We want to make sure that physicians can give us measurements of uncertainties for the predictions of the AI. We are convinced that AI is only trustworthy when the AI also gives you the information when it doesn't know, when it's not accurate enough. So we have developed tools, open source tools, because open source gives you better quality. It's more scientific because you can have a lot of people collaborate on it. And it helps you measure for all models with very modern mathematical techniques. You can really process a whole array of different models. So we are working on that via Confiance AI as well. And the idea is really to make it possible for physicians to tell us when they believe that the AI was not maybe quite as reliable as it should have been. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may get back to your chair now, and you will get feedback from the jury members at the end of the session. I will now call upon our pitches for the next session, i.e. Health. Damien Bertrand, Carlos Meca, Katharina Dalunde, Eric Sen, Philippe Kaplan, and Thomas Gouritan.
Tout le monde est là, c'est parfait. Okay, Damien He's a PhD in physics and worked for 10 years at IBA as a domain expert and strategic partnerships coordinator. He is now business development officer at DN Analytics and will present Hercule, a digital platform whose goal is to monitor and enhance the performance of production activities within biopharmaceutical industries.
Thank you very much. So indeed, this afternoon I have the pleasure of introducing to you DN Analytics, which is a Belgian startup proposing data science expertise specialized to the healthcare sector. So we have been founded as a service company proposing a broad range of expertise, including data engineering, data visualization, and a broad range of analytics technologies ranging from statistics up to the machine learning and deep learning technologies that we offer as a service to the healthcare ecosystem, so to the biopharmaceutical companies, medtech developers, as well as the care providers, and also the health authorities. And these recent years, we have started the development of the so-called Hercule platform, which is a toolbox dedicated for the monitoring and the enhancement of the performance in the biomanufacturing industry. So in a nutshell, Hercule is first in charge of collecting all the data that are associated to the manufacturing of a given product, starting from the raw material, all along the manufacturing process, including the capture of all in-process data, up to the characterization and quality assessment of the final product. When we have brought together this big data set corresponding to the manufacturing of that product, we can propose advanced functionalities for the monitoring of the process, for example, the characterization of the process, the progress into the manufacturing work stream, the evaluation of the results, the identification of outliers during the manufacturing, and beyond the monitoring of the process, we can train machine learning models on the basis of the harvested data and produce recommendations for improving the process. Typically, we will try and improve the yield of the process, but we can improve other features like reducing the overall time of the process, improving some quality attributes, and all the recommendations that are being produced on the basis of the model are strictly qualified for the process experts to take the right decisions, whether they will try and promote the application of those recommendations into the manufacturing line because the recommendation is robust, because it's within the tolerance of the process as it has been registered towards the authorities, and so on and so forth. So we really try and help those companies being more efficient and demonstrate to them that digitalization and artificial intelligence is the source of added value for their own business. Thank you.
Our next speaker should be Carlos Meca. Okay, he's there. Carlos has an impressive track record in project management, strategy, and marketing. For the past years, he has specialized in the healthcare sector. He is now the Chief Commercial Officer at Radiomics, a biotech startup based in Liège.
Thank you. I had some slides, so this is what I used to pass.
Green button.
The green button, okay. Can you hear me okay without the mic?
You need to use the microphone for the online translation.
Ah, okay, indeed. Okay, perfect. No worries. So, thanks also. Today I'm going to present you Radiomics in less than 3 minutes. So I'll do a fast job on it. So the question is, who is Radiomics? So Radiomics is a AI-powered research organization. We are based in Liège. And what we do is to explore the hidden information in medical imaging in order to help pharmaceutical and biotech companies in optimizing their clinical trial development. So why do we aim at changing the paradigm of cancer treatment? And so we probably know that cancer treatment started by brute force, either by cutting, irradiating, or poisoning an organ, a tumor, hoping that the patient will survive. The coming immunotherapy was a major breakthrough, but the problem in that one is that only a few patients actually respond to a given treatment. So we are actually treating a lot of patients who most likely never respond to that treatment. So what do we believe, and what we have seen is that each individual lesion, tumor, metastasis will is different and can and will react different to a given treatment. So if we can characterize each individual lesion and understand whether they will respond or not to a given therapy, we can optimize the best treatment for one single patient. And this is really what we can do and what we want to do. So how can actually artificial intelligence shift that approach, move that paradigm? So we know that we can collect the information that is hidden in those medical images, which are acquired routinely on a standard basis for every given diagnostic. We can quantify those structures, that disease. We can obtain all that information. And what is AI doing is allowing us to use that enormous amount of information, which is today not used, and link it to the biology. And this is really what the advantage that AI has and our technology. So it can follow over time. And most important of all, it's non-invasive. You can characterize each individual lesion, which you can never do with a physical biopsy, because you can't biopsy different lesions on a patient for practical reasons and, of course, for medical reasons. So by using AI, you can scale the number of artificial or digital biopsies that you can do on a patient. So what can we use radiomics technology for? We can, of course, build what we call segmentation tools which identify that given organ, that given lesion. But more interesting, we can start stratifying patients by characterizing the lesions that you see on that patient. You can track those lesions over time as they respond or not to a given treatment, where they change in size, shape, texture, and then you can see what happens to that lesion as they move, as they evolve. You can hopefully, and it's hard to see, you can hack imaging biomarkers, so you can characterize things that you see by a biomarker, a mutation. You can also see it on an image on an individual patient and tumor, and therefore you can use pre-screening tools to select the patients who will most likely react to a given treatment. Instead of giving the treatment to everybody, you will do only for those who actually do react to that patient, to that treatment. And finally, the holy grail is to develop an imaging-based diagnostic, companion diagnostic tool, which is really linking the treatment and the tool. So for us, what is next? Commercial collaborations, and this is our bread and butter, but also investment opportunities. We are scouting today for a round B to develop our clinical trials, going into the co-development, and of course, partnership and licensing of our technology. Some of it is not core, and we're happy to see a second life to that technology with people who really might find a use for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carlos. Katarina comes from Stockholm and will introduce ThermaiScan, a health tech company dedicated to the use of cutting-edge AI and thermal technology to tackle health issues. The first issue they want to focus on is risk assessment of breast cancer development in early stages. Katarina is co-founder of ThermaiScan, and we are very happy to welcome her on stage in Belgium.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I can stand here today, healthy, cancer-free, thanks to a screening program in Sweden. But not everyone is this lucky. 1 out of 8 women will develop breast cancer during their lifetime. There's a 15% mortality rate, and 70% of these cases are related to late detection. So something needs to be done, right? Current screening methods are expensive, inaccessible, and they struggle with finding early stages of breast cancer, especially if you have dense tissue, which is the case for most women that are young, or about 50% of women over 40. So that's a lot, right? This is why me and my team, that consists of breast cancer specialists, thermal experts, AI engineers, came together to create a novel solution using thermal technology, a portable camera that you can attach to a smartphone, and AI. So we analyze pictures and give a risk assessment. So this tool is inexpensive, it's easy to use, and it doesn't need specialists, which is also an issue with current screening methods. There's a shortage of specialists worldwide. So where are we right now? We have a ready AI pipeline, and we are
There's so many things that needs to be said. So we are live. We are not live, but we are partners in India and Singapore. And we are based in Stockholm, Sweden, and Armenia and Germany. We are looking for partners and smart money, actually, within, if you have a speciality within AI and medical, we're really happy to talk to you. The market is growing by 7% each year, and it's calculated to be $22 billion by 2027. So it's a huge market. And we can have real impact because many countries doesn't have screening, and even if you have screening methods, so the screening methods, it's actually the case that if you screen, you can have something called interval breast cancer. So interval breast cancer is when the cancer is found in between screenings, and these are often more aggressive. So we are a passionate team, and we really want to make a big change. So if you're interested in working with us, please reach out. I'm here today, and you'll have my contact information. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Philippe is an active entrepreneur involved in education and SME support. He's above all the founder and CEO of Caspar, which is a small, contactless, easy, effective and configurable device that prevents elder people from falling when they get out of bed. In other words, a great device to improve all people's autonomy and security.
Thank you for the introduction. You've all seen recently all the news articles about quality of life in nursing homes. Let's talk about Elizabeth. She's 86, and she was found at 5 o'clock in the morning lying on the ground next to her bed. What happened to her? How long has she been there? Why is she hurt it in the head? At the moment, nobody can answer those questions. And we want to say that it is now possible to intervene quickly when there is a fall, to know what are the circumstances of a fall, and to have also activity reports on the moves in a room. This is now possible indeed with a small device put on the ceiling, which can provide alarms in real time, and which can also provide 3D animation of the circumstances of a fall. With presence in the largest fall group in Europe and with more than 1 million hours of operation, we have now reduced the number of falls by 3. And in the case of Elizabeth, we have identified that she was trying to go to the bathroom, trying to stand up in front of the door, and she could not stand up, and she fell very hardly backwards on the corner of her bed, which was completely unnoticed by the staff. The future is that tomorrow we will have tens, hundreds of millions of hours of operation, and from there we will be able to identify trackers to see what leads to a deterioration, to a worse healthcare status for the elderly. So we will be able to prevent, to act quickly, to act faster for the elderly. And that's what we are doing every day, is to work for the improvement of the quality of life. And what we want to say is that today it is possible, with a reduction of the falls, with the prevention of falls, to reduce the cost of the healthcare, to reduce the cost of the care systems. And it is now possible to improve quality of life of the elderly, and at the same time reducing the cost for the authorities and for the countries. Thank you.
Thank you. Thomas is passionate about IT and technologies and shares his passion in articles and on his YouTube channel. He specializes in chatbots and AI, supporting companies in their change initiatives and training people. Today he will introduce Assispo, born in June 2020.
Merci pour l'invitation. J'aurais refait en français si ça vous.
Thank you for the introduction. I will be speaking French, and today I would like to speak about Dr. Welfelder. He's been an oral surgeon in Paris for some 15 years, and he noted that he spent too much time following up on his patients that had been undergoing surgery. Now, following up patients is time-consuming, and these tasks do not bring any added value. And so he thought that perhaps he could work differently. And we have put in common our two expertise, surgery as far as he's concerned and artificial intelligence as far as I am concerned. And SSPO is a digital tool that collects information from the patient and does the follow-up of the patient, asks the patient about how he or she feels. Very often, French people or one of two French people are not following up on after a one-day surgery, an inpatient surgery in hospital. Now, so we have noted a lot of problems with follow-up of patients. SSPO can give advice to patients, inform them or remind them about their medication, give them instructions about the therapy. SSPO can also send text messages and take news of the patient. And Dr. Welfelder only gets one weekly call from patients who really need to get in contact with him. We are already active in dental surgery, but we would like to expand to other medical fields, and we are eager to find university and medical partnerships to open up to new specialties, to create new content. We are not. So we do need these partners to create the medical partner. We have a satisfaction rating of 9 out of 10 because patient appreciate the follow-up contact. So we have put SSPO on the market 2 years ago, but we are still open to new partnerships and new investment proposals. Thank you. Is your name, did you choose the name because of the Star Wars android? And I now ask the Common Good session speakers to come to the fore.
Ça va? Kevin et Hella. Qui n'est pas là?
Who is not there? Maël, can you please tell me who's not there yet? No, everyone has joined us.
Was a gendarme for 17 years before falling in love with computer programmation and becoming the CEO and founder of iMovix. Laurent is now the founder and CEO of Phoenix AI, a far western Belgian company that specializes in hardware and software solutions for embedded AI applications. Let's find out more about Phoenix AI with Laurent.
I wasn't expecting the first fact, but thanks very much about it. At the end, it was 19 years, but it's okay. I didn't take my horse with me. So we're Phoenix AI. I said we are Phoenix AI. Well, we're still Phoenix AI, so, well, So we're a startup company. We're based in Wallonia, so we're based in Belgium here. We're Digital Wallonia for AI expert. I see the guys from Digital Wallonia here. So can I hear you? Yes. Nice. So we are also distributed by Tech Data. And so today we'll be talking about the necessity to bring back to the ground AI to cameras and to sensors. Human supervision is very weak. And to supervise 24/7 surveillance feed is absolutely impossible. 1 hour per day is something that is feasible by humans. The world is in need of automatic alerting system instead of 24/7 surveillance. And there are between 60 to 70% of cameras around the world that are on local networks without internet connectivity. Phoenix AI supplies a versatile end-to-end all-in-one solution with edge on-device AI and deep learning, which is completely custom-made for integrators and distributors all around the world, such as IBM, Tech Data, Securitas, etc. We bring to the world a solution which brings embedded AI to local equipments without any infrastructure cost. We are mainly active in human and vehicles bad behaviors, so illegal behaviors. We are fighting against incivilities. We are also fighting against traffic issues. We are detecting anomalies on traffic. We are detecting also anomalies in Industry 4.0. We develop a full solution, which is the hardware, the software, the AI models. And we built small standalone devices which are data feeders and vision data feeders to big data. Our solution, of course, brings AI to cameras without the need to stream the content to clouds, because we keep everything simple on a local base. And we've got, of course, distributors and also integrators all around the world. So I'm glad to leave the floor here to my friend Danny, which is one of our most distinguished integrator. And Danny will talk to you about one of our, I would say, very successful use case. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Okay, let me tell you that first I was surprised to see Securitas Belgium among the startup list. But then I realized that when a very large and established company takes a step to the new digital way, it is worth seeing this initiative like a startup move. Danny Laurier will tell us more about how Securitas brings together people, expertise, and technologies to offer customized and efficient security solutions.
In fact, to be honestly, we're cheating a little bit by using Securitas. Laurent gets 6 minutes instead of 3. My name is Daniel Laurier. I'm working actually as a consultant in the area of smart cities, smart mobility, and also smart security within Securitas. We are using the Phoenix AI solutions in the area of illegal waste dumping, traffic control management systems, and also in graffiti. Yeah, but also in other situations where labor-intensive and complex challenges are taking place, where you really need intelligence in the video streams. Yeah? That is the main topic why we are using the solutions of for Phoenix AI. I don't know if there are any slides, and which is the right button to push.
Big button, yeah.
Big.
Big green button.
No. So.
You were supposed to get a slide. Oh, yeah,
okay. Okay. By using the solutions of Phoenix AI, we and our customers in the commercial and in the public sector get access to state-of-the-art technology, where we really need to bring intelligence in camera systems, in video streams, and that kind of stuff. In fact, what we do is, by using the Phoenix AI solutions, we bring the intelligence where the intelligence is necessary. And that means where the incident is taking place, rather than having large infrastructures where you need to compute for the intelligence. We can do it on the edge, and we really bring the intelligence where it is needed, so that we can get much faster and much, how we say it in English, efficient. Yeah, I'm looking for more words. Efficient detection of the incidents, yeah. And that is, I think, is the main advantage of the Phoenix AI solution, that we bring the intelligence in the edge. Yeah. So please, if you need more information, please contact us.
I don't know how to pronounce your name. Brit? Okay. 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 So you are a PhD computer science. After working at VoiceFox in England and Microsoft in India, you joined EURA first as a PhD student and then as a project holder for the startup studio of EURA. Today, Brit will introduce Ninja, a voice anonymization startup. Welcome.
Thank you. Okay. So, hello, my name is Brish Srivastav, and I'm the project holder of Nishata at India Startup Studio in Lille. Nishata aims to provide voice anonymization solutions to contact centers, media organizations, and voice assistant manufacturers. So it leverages the groundbreaking privacy-preserving technologies that was created and validated in the Horizon Edge 2020 Comprise project. Voice data, large-scale voice data is needed to optimize the AI models that are used for speech analytics, but it contains sensitive biometric information about the speakers. This information is protected by the GDPR, which calls for anonymization measures to be adopted. The general purpose software solutions that are currently being used by sound engineers do not provide effective anonymizations. And it distorts the speech signal in a way that, prevents further processing of the signal. So, by contrast, Nishata's voice anonymization platform provably removes biometric information from the signal while keeping rest of the information intact. So it enables further processing like emotion detection, remote health monitoring, and much more. It also allows organizations to have a trusted GDPR-compliant relationship with their customers, and also to create value out of their data. So we have been talking about a lot about data, so this is much needed. The proactive adoption of this technology by businesses will improve customers' trust and loyalty in their brand. So what are we looking for? We want to provide voice anonymization solutions to contact centers with minimum disruption to their existing voice processing pipelines. Hence, we will establish key partnerships with speech analytics solutions providers, and we will integrate our solution into their pipeline so that we will increase the value of their services, first of all, and then we will also have a channel of sales and software distribution. The initial few collaborations with such companies may lead to may develop a new business use case, which will basically set a precedent for the future AI trends in the call center markets. So with that, I invite you to visit our website. You can also call it nishata.com, and you can send me an email. I will be happy to answer your questions. And soon we'll be looking for investment opportunities, so get in touch with me for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Our next speaker is Kevin El Haddad, who will present Fidon, a French startup that produces software to tap into collective intelligence and use AI to sort the the suggested project. This solution will be of interest to any learning company that pushes its employees to share ideas and take responsibility. Let's discover Fidon.
Thank you. For the slide, you said the big green button, right? Here we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin. I am a co-founder and CDO of Fidon. Basically, what Fidon proposes is a solution with NLP tools, basically. And by NLP tools, what we mean is we extract information from text and we try to automatize operations for our users. More specifically, what we do more concretely, we provide first tools to explore what is in the data. For example, discover topics in an ideation session, for example, at the end of an ideation session. The second types of tools we provide are related to automate. For example, direct messages to the most appropriate service in a company, or try to estimate the urgency of a signal, of a message. The last one is automatic reporting, basically. We estimated our return on investment for our users to be around 48% when using all of our tools. What really differentiates us from what exists is, first of all, instead of providing tools that are very generic, we have sector and even task-specific applications, and we focus a lot on the flexibility of what we offer. That means that our users can use our code without our tools without any knowledge of coding, as a no-code mode, or integrate it seamlessly in their application through our APIs. And I end up by presenting the dream team, basically. We're very complementary for co-founders with a lot of experience in tech, but also we already, in general, built wealthy companies. Laurence even sold hers, previous one. We're currently in a seed round with a goal of 800,000 euros. We already secured 450 of it. We are currently looking for our second investor. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. The last startup will be presented by Huerre Atmani. She will present Palm, a French cutting-edge HR solution to manage talents and unleash their full potential at work. Huerre has a track record in startups, scale-ups, and corporate, mainly in consulting industry. She founded Palm with Chloé Barnois, who's an expert in project management, business development, and talents matching. Both of them have merged their expertise fields to found Palm.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Huerre Atmani. I'm the CEO and co-founder of PalmAI, based in France. So, hi from France, I would say. So, let's start. About 3 years ago, I was leading operational excellence team within EY, and I was managing large post-merger programs within large corporates around the world. And I realized 3 things. First one, companies can't find easily people they need for a project, for a new position or expertise internally. Managers are stuck with manual tools to identify, spot and track competencies. And this is due to HR systems that are designed from a previous era. And at the other side, employees are switching jobs faster and faster, and they are more and more demanding regarding their career path and development. So I decided to quit EY and to bring together the best team in artificial intelligence with Marc Pesard, that you didn't him mention, but he's a serial coder and serial entrepreneur in AI and SaaS software, and with Chloe as well, with product management and HR skills, in order to help companies being data-driven in order to better understand their talents and repurpose them for a better role, and in order to reduce turnover and increase retention rate and drive growth at a global scale. Today, it's critical, it's urgent for organizations to do that. 69% of organizations around the world are doing more skills building now than they ever did before COVID crisis. And automation, AI, data processing are the new drivers of this third generation of talent management softwares around the world. The market is growing very, very, very fast, mainly in the US side, and it reached $656 billion in 2021, and it will continue growing up, actually. After 3 years of R&D, we built the next generation of European talent development platform and software. Powered by AI, natural language processing, and deep learning, Palm's talent marketplace provides enterprises with a single solution for managing their talent retention, development, and reskillings, and for growing a diverse workforce at a scale. Since our commercial launch in September 2021, we are moving fast. Our monthly growth revenue is around 25%, and we will reach 1 million of ARR in September 2022. And now we are accelerating, and our ambition is to be and to become the European leader by hiring the best talents, by expanding the business across Europe, and now we are raising 1.5 million euros, and we are looking for the best partners to help us achieve this ambition. And to conclude, this is just the beginning, because we aim to become a standard leader by creating the first skills data wallet and taking the European leadership. Thank you so much, and feel free I will be happy to discuss with you.